Hey everyone, so 2025 promises to be very interesting for the cinema with a blend of upcoming sequels, reboots, and also some brand new interesting stories. So here are the most anticipated films of 2025. So I would like to start with The Running Man, which is going to be released on the 14th of February. It is a remake of 1980s film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's actually based on Stephen King's novel. So Ben Richards, who is played by Glenn Powell in this film, is a wrongfully convicted man who kind of has to play a deadly game, a deadly televised game in the world which is controlled by corporate in a dystopian future. I'm very excited for this film, first of all because Glenn Powell, after 2024, he's now one of my biggest crushes, and I really liked him in Hitman and in Twisters as well. And secondly, because it is going to be directed by Edgar Wright, and I absolutely adore Edgar Wright as a director. So I think that this film is definitely going to be very interesting and very thought-provoking. Next I have Avatar, Fire and Ash, which is going to be released on the 19th of December. So what we know about the upcoming, very awaited third part of this film. We don't know much, but we do know, of course, that Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana are going to reprise their roles as Jake, Sully, and Neytiri. And all we know so far is that James Cameron, he has said that we are going to see more of Pandora world. They are going to introduce Ash people, and of course I think that it is going to be absolutely spectacular, just as the previous one, and I can't wait to see it. Next, I would like to talk about a film that we all have been waiting for, because it has been rescheduled more than once now. So it's the Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17, and the director of Parasite, he now takes us to space with an amazing Robert Pattinson in the main role, who plays Mickey 17, also known as Expendable. So it's the story about this character who has to go and colonize a nice planet, and it's a very dangerous mission. And we can see that this character has the ability to die and kind of resurrect, but with his ability to live a new life every time, we kind of see that he's going to kind of understand what is happening with him. And the supporting cast also includes Toni Collette, Mark Ruffalo, and Steven Yeun, and I'm absolutely excited. I'm over the moon. I have seen the trailer, I really liked it, so I can't wait to see what they have come up with. Next, I would like to talk about Marty Supreme, which is going to be released in December of 2025. So it's the first solo project of Josh Safdie, who we know is one of Safdie brothers. They have created some amazing works such as Uncut Gems and Good Time. Both films I absolutely adore. If you have never seen them, I highly recommend you watching them. So what we know about Marty Supreme? We know that it is going to star Timothée Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow. We were able to see some sneak peeks from the sets, and we also know that it is kind of loosely based on a real story of Marty Reisman's life, and it is going to be set in 1950s in the world of ping pong. I am very excited for this film. I kind of have high hopes, but maybe it's because I have a soft spot just in general for Safdie brothers, but I guess the time will tell. I couldn't not to mention Superman, because I have been waiting for it for ages, ever since I saw the information that James Gunn now takes the wheel of DC Universe and they are going to do a remake of Superman. So I am very excited because I do believe in James Gunn. I liked what he did with Marvel Universe, and I think that he has very good chances of giving DC Universe justice. Yes, Justice League. DC Universe. I mean, yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very nice metaphor. But yeah, I do believe in that, and we were able to see the trailer. I understand when people say that it kind of looks a little bit like CW film or a film for CW channel, but at the same time, I did really enjoy it, and I loved the character of Lois Lane because it is portrayed by my favorite Rachel Brosnahan, who I absolutely adore. She played the character of my favorite TV show, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And speaking of the main character, Superman, who is now played by David Cornsweet, well, yes, he's not Henry Cavill. I mean, yes, he is not. We understand it, and probably it would be better if they have just kept Henry Cavill, but at the same time, it's like young blood, and it will be interesting to see what they have come up with in this film. And I kind of want to say that I saw chemistry between Lois Lane's character and Superman's character in the trailer. I didn't really like Lex Luthor, who is portrayed by Nicholas Hoult. But other than that, I actually really enjoyed the trailer, so I am very much excited to see the whole film, which is going to be released on the 11th of July. Now let's talk about Parthenope. And I have googled many times and I have tried to find the correct way of pronouncing this because it's a Greek name. So I think it's Parthenope, but if it isn't, just let me know, okay? So Parthenope, which is going to be released on the 7th of February. Many people were able to see it already because it was in many film festivals in different countries and cities, but I think that the official release is happening on the 7th of February, so it's the new film which is directed, written and produced by Paolo Sorrentino, and I absolutely love him as a director. He has made such amazing films as The Youth, The Great Beauty, and of course TV series The Young Pope and The New Pope. So I'm so hooked with this film. I'm so hooked because those are the types of films that I am drawn to. And so it's basically the film, like what we know from Paolo Sorrentino, that's the film. A lot of people were like thinking if it is like a mythological story, because if you know who Parthenope is, then you know what I'm talking about. But Paolo Sorrentino himself, he said that it is about a young girl, a young woman, and she's neither a siren nor a myth. She just bears the name of her city, and it's basically a coming of age film. It's about her, about this character, how she falls in love with the city, with life, and just with very interesting characters which surround her. So one more time, I'm absolutely excited for this one. I can't wait to see it, and thankfully we don't have to wait too long. Next, of course, I would like to talk about Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, because I am such a fan of what Rian Johnson has done with the genre of detective by making Knives Out and Knives Out Glass Onion. I absolutely loved both of those films, although I know that some viewers think that the second one isn't as great, but I personally disagree. So one more time we will be able to see Daniel Craig, who comes back as Benoit Blanc, trying to solve a very difficult case as a detective, as a master detective. We don't know anything about the plot yet, but based on sneak peeks that we were able to see again from like sets and just a small teaser trailer, I am so hooked. I can't wait for it. We don't know the release date yet, but it is going to be released on Netflix. And I mean, the cast, as always, like the first cast was outstanding. The second one was absolutely phenomenal. And this time I'm going to read it to you. So who we have? We have Josh O'Connor, we have Glenn Close, we have Josh Brolin, we have Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, he's back. We have Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, and Kaylee Spenny. I mean, it's like it's star-studded as usual for Rian Johnson's Knives Out, but I'm just so excited for this film and I hope that you are too. Another star-studded film to look out for is a new Paul Thomas Anderson film, which is also going to be released this year on the 8th of August. So it's kind of we don't have the official name, it's like an untitled project of Paul Thomas Anderson, but it also has the name of the Battle of Backtan Cross. And my God, Leonardo DiCaprio is playing the main role in this film. Like the collaboration, like the idea of collaboration of Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson sounds on paper absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see it. We don't know much about the story, we don't know much about the plot, but just like the idea of this collaboration makes me very excited. And one more time, as I said, the cast of this film is absolutely wonderful. So who we have here? We obviously have Leonardo DiCaprio, we have Regina Hall, we have Sean Penn, we have Alana Haim, who he has worked on his previous film on Licorice Pizza, and now he stars in this one. And we also have Wood Harris and Benicio del Toro. I mean, just the sound of all those people coming together to do a movie, it's just mind-blowing. Honestly, I can't find the right words. I'm so excited because I'm such a huge fan of Paul Thomas Anderson. I think I have seen most of his films, so I'm very excited, and I can't wait for summer to see this film. While preparing for this video, I came across a movie which is called Die My Love, and I haven't heard anything about it. And it stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. The idea of this collaboration sounds so intriguing, and it's actually a dark comedy / horror. So it's like, I can't even describe you how excited I was when I saw this information. They just sold it to me straight away. I didn't even try to think about what this film is going to be about, but we actually know because it is an adaptation of 2017 book. So it's actually about a young mother in French countryside who develops postpartum depression, and she enters psychosis. Does it sound interesting to you? To me, yes, absolutely. So I can't wait to see this film, but we don't know the official release date yet. So I think that we need to keep our eyes peeled. And finally, I would like to talk about Deliver Me From Nowhere, which kind of continues this tendency that we had in 2024, because we were able to see A Complete Unknown, a biopic of my favorite musician ever, Bob Dylan, who was portrayed by Timothée Chalamet. But this time, this is the story of an American rock musician, a singer, songwriter, a guitarist, Bruce Springsteen, who I also absolutely adore. So what we know is that this film is going to be talking about his process of creating the album Nebraska. We don't have the official release date yet, but we know that Bruce Springsteen is portrayed in this film by Jeremy Allen White, who of course we know nowadays from a very anticipated TV series, The Bear. So I can't wait for it, and yes, as I said, I think that we can see a specific pattern of movies that we get in this, like in 2024, and that we are going to get in 2025, and I'm actually here for it. Like, I would like to see more good biopics. I would like to see more interesting interpretations of lives of such like amazing people who like creators, I mean musicians and actors, of course. So I'm very hooked, I'm very excited. So those are films that I personally look forward to seeing this year. Let me know in the comments below about yours, and which do you think are the most anticipated films of 2025. Of course, we are going to see the second part of Zootopia, and we're going to see a new version of Lilo and Stitch. We are going to see a remake of How to Train Your Dragon, and of course there's going to be Fantastic Four and so many more movies. But those movies that I have mentioned today are personally the films that I am waiting for and I can't wait to see this year. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again in the next